So you want to make money without lifting a finger, huh? Well, aren't you a lazy son of a...
Yes, that's exactly it.
Everyone wants to make passive income. Obviously, you want to make your money work for you rather than you having to work all the damn time.
See, he gets it.
Dividends are exactly that, passive income that you can get just for holding shares of stocks or index funds. Now you might say, but Chris, that's for rich people, right? If I invest in dividends, I'm gonna make like $2. That's the mentality that's gonna keep you broke.
Okay, I'm listening. Let me get a pen.
I'm gonna show you how much passive income you could be making with $10,000 invested into different kinds of investments here. The amount could actually really surprise you.
Oh, I love surprises.
Hey there, this is Chris, exclusive analyst in the Stock Dad's Discord group. I focus on swing trades and long-term investment ideas. A lot of people want to know, what's the deal with dividend investing? Well, everyone starts somewhere, and you better start after this video because I'm gonna show you 5 different ways that you could invest your money into dividend stocks, index funds. We'll talk about all the different types here. And $10,000 is a great starting point.
I can handle that.
Now, the first category here is going to be index funds. Index funds are essentially baskets or collections of different stocks. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably own an index fund somewhere. This lets you be diversified because you're automatically invested into a collection or basket of many different stocks. One example being the VOO index fund, very popular one, S&P 500 index fund. So it is a collection of 500 of the largest profitable companies in the US. And this is a great investment for most people. When it comes to dividends though, this only has a 1.6% annual dividend yield as of this recording. What does that mean? Well, if you invest that $10,000 into VOO, you'll currently get approximately $160 over the course of a year.
Ooh, it's not a lot.
Now, $160, 1.6% is not that exciting for most people that are really trying to get passive income. So one alternative to a very broad S&P 500 index fund is one like the Schwab US Dividend Index Fund. And this one is the SCHD Index Fund. This is really great because it has a 3.7% dividend. Because it's made up of all dividend stocks, they're all large companies that are really focused on paying back to shareholders. So instead of $160 with 3.7% annual yield, you'll get approximately $370.
Pretty soon we're gonna have enough to buy a new TV.
So with either choice here, whether it's VOO or SCHD, you're going to be diversified. You don't put all your eggs into one basket. But if you wanna know, can I make more than $370 with my $10,000 over the course of a year? What can I invest in? Now, second category here is going to be REITs, real estate investment trusts. They own real estate properties and they generate income from it, just like someone who buys an apartment complex and rents out all the units. They collect rent every month. And those REITs, by law, are designed so that they have to pay back 90% of the income they make back to shareholders. So very good if you want that passive income. Many of these stocks, like O stock, they pay a monthly dividend. At this point, it's over 6% dividend. So with that $10,000, you get $600 over the course of the year, and you don't have to wait every quarter, every 3 months. In this case, you get a piece of that $600 every single month. This is a really good option for you guys. But there are also other REITs out there that do not pay monthly, they pay quarterly, but they still have high dividends and you get exposure to different real estate types. BXP is an example. That one reached a yield of around 6 to 8%. There's also SPG or Simon Property Group that is a mall operator, which currently pays a 7% dividend yield, so $700 if you invest at $10,000.
There must be $700 in here.
Good.
Moving on to the third type of dividend investments here, and that is BDCs, business development companies. What they're doing is actually lending to other companies. They're lending to a lot of startups that can't get access to capital. So BDCs fill that gap. And there are a couple of them that are extremely good investments in my personal opinion and vetted over the course of 5 to 10 years really. One great example is ARCC. This company is actually positive in terms of its share price over the past 5 years, which is very rare to see in a dividend stock with such a high dividend yield. We're talking about 10% dividend yield on ARCC.
I'm gonna pay this gentleman $1,000.
10% if you invest $10,000 means $1,000 in annual dividend income. And that money comes to you into your account. That's actually the highest official dividend in my entire list here today. There's also HTGC stock or Hercules Capital, which also has a 10% yield. And with a lot of these BDC companies, I find is that they often also pay a special dividend every now and then. You can see that over the course of these companies' histories, they've been consistently paying their dividends, even though it is a huge amount. Normally, if a company has a very high dividend yield, you're kind of worried about why it's so high. Maybe the share price has just plummeted. That's always a big concern. But with these two particular high dividend stocks I've identified here through my research, they've actually been very consistent, and the stock prices are actually, holding up really well over the past couple of years. So you got pretty good stock price performance, and you got good dividends. Can't ask for that much more, right?
Now, Milton, don't be greedy.
Tying in the second category and the third category here, number 4 is going to be monthly dividend stocks. You get monthly payments that add up to that annual dividend yield. O stock is a great example of one of those, a stalwart in a monthly dividend portfolio, but there are a couple of other good names worth mentioning. So second one is another BDC, and that is Main. Main stock is another one that provides loans and financing to companies that are usually small businesses or middle market. And this also has a very high dividend, and it pays out monthly. And then the third one here that I want to mention is Stag Stock. So Stag Stock is also a real estate investment trust. Their focus is on warehouses, and warehouses are very important because everyone buys stuff online now. Gotta ship those things somewhere, out of somewhere. So warehouses have been in demand over the past couple of years. This one pays a more modest dividend, but still, it's good to diversify rather than just buy one of the category.
Really? Oh yeah, you don't want all your eggs in one basket.
Now for the last category, number 5 is going to be individual stocks. Now, of course, there have been individual stocks that have been mentioned already, but these are kind of in their own categories, and I'll explain why. So now within other individual stocks here, you have subcategories, right? You have companies that do pay a dividend, but it's small, but it's growing really fast. Companies like Apple has a small dividend, but it has grown over time, and Apple's share price has grown over time, so that's why the dividend looks small. But Apple is a huge company that's going to be able to increase that dividend over time without any problems, right? They have tens of billions of dollars on their balance sheet, so they're going to be able to increase that. Second one is companies that have a mid dividend, like 2%, but they have high dividend growth. And what is high dividend growth? Well, we can see that the annual growth rate for that dividend over 3 to 5 years is 10 to 20%. So that dividend is growing at a pretty good rate. I can think of some bank stocks, for example, like Morgan Stanley. That's a great option there. And then finally, we have companies with a very large dividend, but they're not really proven, so it can be a bit risky here. And one that I like is JFin stock. This is a Chinese fintech company, a very profitable company, super low valuation, PE ratios like less than 2. With the insane cash flow that they have, they can afford to pay what is now going to be, looks like a 16% dividend yield. If you invest $10,000, that's a ton of money. That's $1,600 on your investment. And it's not even like an expensive stock. It's a very healthy company in my opinion.
I'm gonna buy me a drop top Benz 50, baby.
So there you have it, folks. Those are 5 different categories of dividend investments. If you invest $10,000 into some of these different investments, you could be making $160, you could be making up to $1,600, right? It's a very wide range. There's different risks associated with each one. The best case scenario, in my personal opinion, is that you put some money into 1 or 2 stocks or index funds within each category to make sure that you're diversified and make sure that you pick some of the best ones that really resonate with you. Make sure you do your own research though, because again, dividends and stock prices do change over time. They're gonna change from the time you watch this video to the time that you may consider buying and investing in some of these. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give us a like. Comment below what is your favorite dividend investment. If you are interested in learning more about investing and trading, getting our trade ideas, mentorship program, Check out our live streams and video courses. Link in the description for the Stock Dads Discord group. Best group out there.
If you want to be free, join us.